do a VoD review. We got Liquid versus IG. Just talk about the draft a little bit right here. I was surprised about the Nico top with the Shy, but I feel like they know that they got rookie on Akali. This is something I talked about the last game, putting Jensen on Akali. Rookie on Akali is much different than Jensen on Akali. Rookie on Akali is much different than a lot of people on Akali, except the Shy maybe. That's actually a power pick in their hands. I really like the Kai'Sa not bot lane. I don't like Hecarim in the jungle. I said it when I was watching it the first time. I don't like Hecarim in the jungle for a team that is not as good as the other team. Like, you have to know you're not as good as Invictus Gaming. So Xmithy's not as good in the jungle as Ning. Across the board here, IG's better, just across the board, except maybe in the support position with Core JJ. But across the board, they're better right here. I know Doublelift can hang with Jackie Love, but from what I mean by that, team-wise, Hecarim takes so long to get going. You're not going to get going against IG, in the sense that Rek'Sai, this is going to be a Rek'Sai with Halo Blades. That's another thing that I don't feel like they looked at. Like, everyone in NA, most people in solo queue and most people in pro play Rek'Sai with Conqueror. But if you watch Ning and you watch the LPL a little bit this year, they played a lot of Rek'Sai with Halo Blades, and the reason being is just that burst damage. So in this situation, Rek'Sai destroys Hecarim. She can knock him out of his charges. You can't stop his ult, obviously, but she can knock him out of his charges. She can get in his way. She knows where he's at if he's close. There's just so many things they can do in that situation, and it takes. Hecarim is so expensive in the jungle, and Xmithy is not very aggressive. There's very rarely where Xmithy has gotten enough kills to be ahead on someone like Hecarim. And we saw it in the game before this against G2, where, Xmithy was just non-existent. I don't know if he's just clamming up on the international stage against teams that they think are better than them. But this isn't a good situation for Impact. This is a horrible matchup for Kennen, by the way. This is terrible. She outranges him, her root, her Q. This isn't where Kennen's power is. Kennen's power is melee champions that he can harass the whole entire time with either Klepto or Airy or something like that. This is a terrible matchup for Impact. So the Shy is much better than Impact, so you already put him in a terrible position. Impact had some nice plays off in this game, but this is just laning-wise, this is an awful matchup. And Hecarim's not going to fix it. She's really hard to gank, especially if she has her root up. Like, it's going to be really hard for Hecarim to get to her with her root up and her W. She's just impossible to deal with up there. And then once she hits 6, you might as well not even bother, especially when it's on the Shy. Now, he ends up going on hit Nico in this game, which I think was a mistake. But they're just they're so far ahead, and this is where the Sylas comes in. I talk about this all the time. The Sylas pick is, I don't think it's that good in the sense that, like, in the right hands it's really good, maybe in the right comp. Sylas is a very win more champion. If he's ahead of you, he will devastate you. He'll pick a lane. He's really hard to 1v1. But on Jensen and on Team Liquid, it's not a power pick. He's not good. You're not going to get much out of that pick unless you're just outplaying people. And when you're worse than another team that you're playing against across the board, for the most part, you can't. I'm not saying you have to go crazy. You don't have to get these crazy picks in there and stuff, but you have to play to your strengths. I bring up C9 a lot because they do have decent results at internationals because they play like that. They don't change what they're trying to do, really. They understand what they're good at. The only problem with it is SKT, IG, G2, they know what they're good at. They know what they're good at, and they play it. Team Liquid doesn't seem to know what they're actually good at. This is just, this team is random going into someone like IG. And I don't know. You'll see how it goes, and we'll get to some of those fights. And IG gets ahead pretty quickly here, and then TL brings it back. But And this is a caster's job to make it seem like, oh, Team Liquid's got a chance here, but at no point do they really actually have a chance in that thing. It's just kind of IG feeling themselves as usual. They see something, they fight, they want to fight all the time. But this matchup is terrible. I feel really bad for Impact. And this is a nightmare top lane. She just does everything better than Kennen. Even her ult is probably a better Kennen ult. It's really rough. So that's good in the beginning. TL's every game though. I'm waiting for a team to figure this out. Like no one's punished them for this. Like they do this every game. Those three run there every game and then walk into that thing. They do, or not every game, but they do it a lot when they're on blue side. And I think if a team pays attention, they could set something up there by hiding in the second bush here with a ward there, and then as soon as they walk in, maybe jump on somebody and throw some ignites down and maybe flash on. This is going to be really rough for Kennen right here. He doesn't do it, but that's another one. If you're not paying attention to where Nico is and you're running to lane, he throws that Q out. If you're not paying attention, you get hit by 2 of the 3, and if you get hit by 2 of the 3, I mean, you come into lane, you're in a bad position because she just outranges everything he does. So that right there, for anyone wondering, that's the dual camp start with. So every Q he throws out, he basically gets full healing off a bunch of mobs. So it sustains really good. That's a good start for him. But again, it's up against a Rek'Sai who's just. Oh, he didn't go Halo Blades. I thought he'd go Halo Blades on that. So he went to Standard Conqueror. So that's a better situation for Xmithy there. But yeah, again, you can't even jump on Rookie. He just throws his W down. So, but I guess you got to do it. I don't know what these two are doing here. I mean, you kind of lose that right away. Silas is late to the party. Didn't even pin him against the wall. Yeah, it's just a whole mess for Team Liquid right there. Yep. Just a giant mess. I don't know what you're challenging for here. If Rek'Sai's on your side, like, fair enough, you don't know where Rek'Sai started. But if Rek'Sai's over here and you're Xmithy, you can't get that scuttle. So why are you fighting? Why are you even going after it? You can start it, but as soon as you see Rek'Sai, you have to leave. And you can't follow it down this way. You have to make it go back up this way. And you have to know Akali's, you don't know Akali's leaving lane, but that's Jensen's job right there, is to at least have vision on Akali so she knows she's coming. And then this is just free. Balon and Jackie Love just walk over, and he's not getting out of this. The fact that Core JJ got killed here, too, is, again, there's no reason to go up there. You can't win that. You know Akali's there. You saw her, so it's 4v1 at one point. Then you make it a 4v3. It's not like you're evening the odds up there, and you're getting in there late. It's early in the game. You're not level 3. I don't know. Jensen has to pay more attention to that, too, though. Rookie pushes the wave in. First of all, Akali shouldn't be pushing the wave in against Silas right there anyways. So he already used his W before that. We saw it. Xmithy came in and got his W out. And then before his W's back up, you allowed him to roam? No deep vision. So they're both pretty safe there. But they know that Xmithy, one, he's not super aggressive anyways. And he's on a jungler that you kind of have to be, like we talked about. Because otherwise you're just going to be behind. You're going to be behind the Rek'Sai. Because the Rek'Sai is going to go top. Because this is just free. I mean, look at all that damage Impact has to take there. Just by getting hit by that root through the minions. I mean, it's a 3-second root. It's bad stuff. This is a bad matchup. This is more like this matchup should be. Silas is pretty good into Akali. Stun, shield. He is electrocute, which I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't take Aftershock in that situation. You're not going to outplay Rookie, so just take Aftershock and let Aftershock outplay the game because it's broken. So it's really good on Silas too because it allows you to trade for free every time it's up. Like you get really good trades as soon as you land that stun. So Yeah, I don't know. Rookie's going for the full sustain here, though. He's got fleet footwork. He's definitely gonna go for Vamp Scepter right away. So it's gonna be tough to completely push him out of lane, and he's so good at the game. But there's just no pressure. Impact's backing again. It's a decent idea, but I mean, if you don't get the stun there, I mean, you stole her ult and then you just used it on what? God, that is so bad. That's. Did he really use the ult there? Did I? He used that, right? All right. All in for what? Like, you stole his ult. Now what are you doing? What's this right here? What is this? You're not even close to her. That screws Jensen, because now he can't steal her ult for, what is it, 3 minutes? Something like that. No, he doesn't. I don't know what Vedis is talking about there. Yeah, so generally Silas should win this matchup. It's not a free matchup by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think you should take that keystone. But even though you did this matchup, but then I mean you saw Jensen's semi all in attempt there or whatever he was doing. Like he doesn't know that champ well enough. And Silas, Akali, these type of champions, like they're not just champions you can just kind of play. Like you have to really know these champions' distances. You have to know, their ranges, their damage, when they can dive, when they can't, whose ult you're going to steal, when you're going to steal it in the all-in. Do you need it at the beginning? Do you need it later? Stuff like that. Like it's stuff that he doesn't know, and you saw it on that attempt there. And Rookie sees that and knows that this is just free for him. I mean, those are bad trades right there. Like, once you proc the electrocute there, get as far away from her as you can so that you win that trade. Because if her shroud's up, you're going to lose the trade every time. God, it's a miserable matchup. I feel so bad for Impact there. I really do. So bad for him. Get nothing out of that. You get some decent damage on Balon, but it's not going to push him anywhere. I mean, I like the Jackie Love Vayne into double lift. It's kind of a double lift save is going to smash him. But picking his semi-iconic champion into him, especially because Jackie Love doesn't play Vayne very often. So this is not like this is I wouldn't call this a troll pick, but it's definitely making a statement. They didn't pick Vayne just to be like, oh, we want Vayne's power. They picked Vayne to make a statement and it definitely 100% did that. Free dragons. Hecarim is doing nothing except his one death. I don't know what his plan is here. Shy has flash, so he's safe. This is good. At least I got the flash out of him. Not going to help you gank him that much, though. No, he's there, but man, I don't know how you're losing this matchup like that hard, Jensen. That's a perfect dive. That's just perfect tower aggro management. And the next Smithy gets nothing. And then he dies too. So I don't know. Like, this is perfectly worked by IG right here. That's an odd ult to throw out for Core JJ onto Ning, because it's not going to stop Ning from doing what needs to do right now. And that's get to double lift. And he has his ult. Like, he's 6. So I mean, if he really, really wanted to dodge it, he could, but he doesn't need to. But even so, he doesn't have tower aggro right here, so you're not adding any extra shots on him. It's not going to slow down double his death, really, in that situation, because he's going to get pinned, because Jackie's right here. Balwan's taunting right now, so that's going to pull them in, but it just seems like a rash decision right there. When that's perfect. Balwan took the aggro, walked out. Kill him. Rookie's here. And then that, I guess you got to do something there. Just think there's better targets for that. For the ult. Because you weren't going to get Jackie Love in that situation. What a team, though. I mean, just what a play. And then pinned to the wall. By the time Core JJ's ult goes off, it knocks up way after, so. Yeah, so they're just trying to get out of that lane, I guess, but, I mean, because Dragon's down, so you need to go up here, but I mean, he's just going to match it. Impact's pretty much stuck. I mean, he's doing a really good job. He's keeping his farm up. It's, like I said, it's a really, really tough lane for Kennen. This is the one, though. I mean, Rookie's been all over the place. He's been roaming. He dove bot. He fought in the river. And he's still only down 3 CS to a Sylas. I mean, Sylas should be able to trade. Jensen should be able to trade with him every time he comes to lane. All he has to do is land his stun. If he doesn't land it, then don't trade with him. And if you get a decent trade off in the beginning, just walk away when he puts it up. But if you think he's going to come out and throw his Qs at you, save your Q for that and throw it at the edge of his W. You know, it keeps damage on him, but you should be winning those trades pretty steadily. Especially if you can steal her ult, then you definitely win those trades. I mean, those are easy. Nothing Impact can do about that right now. He's just paying attention to it. I guess he can try and throw a Q. They're just giving up that tower. It's just so dangerous. 3-0 and 2 Vayne and a 2-0 jungler. Would have been nice to get one or two of those kills on Akali if you're IG, but I don't think it matters. They're pretty far ahead. Like I said, this was huge. This is huge for Team Liquid in this game. If that's AP Nico, this is even worse. You're in a even worse situation right now because those ults don't hurt. They're just CC. Nice play by Impact. Tier 2 is going down pretty quickly here. This is odd. Like, so if you're Jensen right now, like you have Core JJ and Xsmithy down here, but Hecarim's got Warrior right now, so he's not going to do much damage. He didn't go try for Trinity Force right away, so he doesn't really do much in this. He's 0-2. He's down farm. You don't know where Ning is unless you saw him on this ward. And if you saw him on this ward, then this plays even worse. Because if you know exactly where he is, then you shouldn't be anywhere near this wall right now. The tower's got 4 plates left. You have impacts right above you. Granted, your 80 carries bot, but you have your support and your jungler right here. Right here. But the only thing, like you see these two right here. So what do you think is going to happen right here? I mean, I want to see actually if he would have been able to see where Ning is right here. So yeah, they have the ward right here. There's a pink here, but it's not getting that ward. So Jensen sees Ning when these two pull back. Like, okay, so there you go. Jensen knows Ning's right here. And if he didn't, he's not looking at his mini-map. But someone should have saw him. Did they even ping him? I didn't see them ping him. But if no one saw him, that's just a huge miscalculation right there. You have a ward right here that's seeing this vision right here. So that if they don't know Ning's there, I'd be surprised. Again, Impact has to go up here because otherwise they're going to take this tier 2 top turret, which you can't allow 12 minutes into the game. IG takes an inhib 12 minutes and they pulled an SKT on SKT in the next game. But they know your 80 carry's not here. That's fine. They have 5 members here. But these, Galio can get to this fight. So at best for IG, this is going to be a 4v4, right? And at worst for Team Liquid, it's a 4v4. But right now, it's technically a 4v3. Especially if Impact comes back. Because even if you lose this, if he does come back and you guys get a triple kill here and get this mid-tier, and then someone can peel back to stop them, you might not stop them at the tier 2. But either way, Jensen knows where Ning is. So I don't know what he's doing right here. He knows he's there. He knows he's in this area, and then he just walks over here and that can't happen. And then these two know those two are there. Like, they're going to cut you off when you come into that area. Like, it's just so odd. Like, they see Ning right here. Okay, they see Ning. No one pings him. But Jensen knows he's there. Then he comes over here, which he shouldn't be doing. He knows better. He gets jumped on. And then you see the Shy coming down. Xmithy and Core JJ are right here. Shy can do 2 things to you right now. So 2 things are going to happen. I mean, you can get rooted by the Shy and then ulted by the Shy. So why are you walking this way into this thing? I mean, I know you need to get to him, but he's dead. He's not getting out of this unless it's under his own reconnaissance. So if he flashes over the wall here and gets away, that's fine, but you're not going to help this situation. You're not going to help him survive. So then you come over. Shy does exactly what we just talked about. Stuns him up. Silas is dead. Xmithy's too low a health to chase Ning down here and push him even further out. Impact comes down and gets it, but he's in trouble too now because Jackie Love's here. Rookie's through. These two are too low a health to stop this tower from going down. It's just Jensen screwed that up for all of them. I don't know why he walked over there. And then, I mean, I guess you could say Core JJ and Xmithy had to come that way because they need to get there. But again, they're not going to save Jensen in that situation. He also should have flashed over the wall right away. As soon as he saw Rek'Sai, he tried to stun Rek'Sai. So that was really weird. But, you're still getting knocked up. So, and you know Akali's over that wall and the Shy. You know they're right there. You saw them. You just saw them in lane. Very odd decision. And like I said, they're lucky this is on hit Nico. If that's AP Nico, they might have lost 3 people right there. But it's on hit Nico, so they only lost 1. And Impact was able to get Ning down. Otherwise, they would have lost that top tier 2 tower. Yeah, Double F can't go anywhere near Akali at this point. He's got his Rage Blade done though. He's weird Rage Blade first. I mean, I guess these fights are fairly extended, but they're not super extended. But I think that's because he's going into Hurricane, so we already saw him do it. This is where I guess on hit Nico's really good. She's really good at taking objectives and helping the team with that. She basically becomes another Vayne or another Kai'Sa. But like I said, if that was AP Kai'Sa, there's a couple times where people probably would have went down. Or AP Nico, sorry. This is another one. Like, I mean, Jensen's doing what he can here. I'm surprised IG didn't get that mid-tier turret, but he put them in such a bad position by moving up there and letting, like, he saw him on the minimap. So these two are coming down. This is a bad 4v3 for them because they don't have much damage here. There's a lot of dive possibilities, but they're just trying to get double. They're trying to stall as much as they can to get double at farm, it seems like right now. Because, like I said, Xmithy is so far behind right now. He's so far behind. He's basically useless in these fights. I mean, He can't threaten the back line like with a dash in and jump on Vayne for two reasons. Because A, he doesn't have enough damage. He's not dangerous enough. And two, it's Vayne. So she's going to invis some of it anyways or knock him away. Can't threaten Nico, who's got a root, an invis, and crazy stun ult. Can't go near Rek'Sai because she'll pop you up and ruin your whole combo anyways. That's just a weird play. Like, what's going on there? Like, this is NA in a nutshell right here. Like, what is this? So, Xmithy can't help you. He's so far behind. He gets chunked out right here. Core JJ can help you a little bit, but you're still losing. It's 3v2 right now in this situation. It's 3v3 technically. You take the tower. Now, you see them leave. They have no vision over here, so they have no idea where these people are. You know, no vision whatsoever. But then you just walk into the mid lane. Like, okay, so you see Ning. You see Jackie Love. You don't see Jackie Love, but now you're about to. So you see both of these people. You have no backup right now. Core JJ is not going to save you from anything. Who's pinging? That's what I want to know. Who's pinging to move up there? So then he leaves. He's back here. I'm pointing at nothing. You can't see that. He's back here clearing a ward. Ning's right here. So Core JJ's down here clearing a ward. Hecarim's blue at blue. Kennen's bot. Kai'Sa is in the base. Like, what the shit are you doing, Jensen? Like, you just walk up here to get posterized? Like, why? It's just so free. It's just, what are you doing? Like, that's just comical. That's just comical. There's just, I don't know. I would rewind it and try to explain it, but I can't. I can't explain it whatsoever. So then you put, see, that's another thing. Like, people won't think about it that way, but you just put Impact in that position, right? Because now they just took you out mid, so 3 people had to collapse mid to stop what was going on there because they don't know who's up there and they don't know who's pushing because they don't have great ward coverage. So Impact down in the bot lane, who still might have died, probably shouldn't have been that far up, but he is. And now they can collapse on him because they have no worry about Sylas being in the mid lane. Not that they were worried about Sylas anyways, but still, like, you're there to clear waves out. Like, it hurts the whole entire team. It might not seem obvious right away, but it leads to all of this nonsense right here. You know, that's a great shutdown right there. I don't know what Jackie was doing right there. It's another one, though. Like, I just don't know what Jensen is doing, dude. He's just inting at this point. Like, that's just tilted playing. Like, take out Kennen, start pushing the mid lane, and then IG makes a mistake right here, which, I mean, Team Liquid desperately needed them to make a mistake at this point, and they do. Well, Jackie makes a mistake right here. So yeah, this is a weird one because, like, they have the engage, but Nico's too far behind, like, to get in here and get her ult down on all these people. So I know you're way ahead, but you didn't back since you got those little extra gold right there. You haven't backed yet and come back. So your power advantage is just what it was before. I mean, 4-0 Kai'Sa or 4-0 Vayne's great, but she's got a bunch of gold on it that she hasn't spent yet, I think, at this point. But you also, as Vayne, like, you need to invis here or you need to come into this later so that Not has to ult someone else, because as soon as he can ult you, Doublelift can get to you. You have marks on you now, and Xmithy can get to you also because he can just ult through this wall. And all they're going to do is try and shut you down because you're worth so much gold right now. And it goes right on Doublelift. It's a great play by them, actually. Team Liquid realizing, like, this is, probably not going to win this fight, and they just go right onto him. And then here goes Kai'Sa, and then boom, with the teleport coming in. I mean, you got to know that he has teleport, but then Jensen just gives it right back by inting top. But that's what we were talking about in the last game. That's what we've been talking about in this game. I mean, he's just outclassed by the other mid laners in this tournament. Well, from Korea. Rookie, Faker, and Caps are just completely outclassing him mid lane right now. Not much Ning can do about this, but there's a lot of pressure here. They need to get this turret down, so I understand why they ran up here. They're going to get collapsed on. Rookie comes in with, oh, that's crazy. Why would you do that? It's pretty bold. But I guess when you're as good as Rookie, you do stuff like that. But then again, you give shutdown gold. That's another mistake by IG, and that's where the commentators start talking about this, and I don't blame them. That's their job, to try and make this a little more consumable. So you're not just kind of like, TL's going to get ran down. And they are. But there are some good points to it, too, because all that money went on Double Lift. It's the best player on their team. And, Double Lift, like I said, he struggled internationally, sure, but, I mean, you put the money into Double Lift, and that's your best chance to win, period, whether he struggled internationally or not. Every game's a new game, and who knows? Maybe he can carry you guys to victory. He tries. I mean, he tries to drag them kicking and screaming over the finish line, but I think Jensen inted too hard early. Just got outplayed. Xsmithy's just been non-existent all day today. And Impact's doing what he can, but again, Impact's talent is way behind what it used to be. It might not be as meta or whatever you want to call it. He might be better in certain types of teams, but he's playing solid. Impact's playing solid top lane right now, so none of this is his fault. He's not getting dunked on up there, but Jensen's getting dunked on pretty hard mid, and Xsmithy's not getting destroyed by any of the other junglers. He's just not doing anything. It's 0-2-4 right now on Hecarim. It's a weird build, too. Like, if you're going to play Hecarim, just play it. I don't know what you're building for right here. Like, you're not going to survive in the middle of these team fights anyway. There's just way too much damage on the other team. I mean, between Vayne and on-hit Nico and Akali, like, you're not going to survive. So you might as well just build damage and hope you pick somebody off. Like, just straight crazy Hecarim damage and go nuts and abuse why he's so good right now. But this isn't an abusing it. This build isn't abusing anything. Another free dragon. I mean, at least it's ocean, not an infernal or a mountain or something. Double is still down in farm here, too. I mean, they're just, as a team, they're down in farm. Jiminy Christmas. It's a lot of missing minions there. IG's vision control isn't that great, though. I mean, it's pretty decent right here, but it's not super deep. Team Liquid does a pretty good job of putting a pink ward line up diagonally to the Baron like this. And you can see it down here. So, I mean, it's straight up from that tower all the way to the Baron, and it gives them a front line so they know if someone's over it or not. That's a really good job by them. Core JJ's phenomenal at that stuff. Obviously, he's just such a good player, but he's really good at that stuff. That's a great defensive line. They start losing it here because they can't really fight in those areas. But they know they can skirmish at this point. Double is definitely strong enough to skirmish, especially with Hurricane and Ginsu's. If they can get like 3v3s where Kaisa gets a little bit of time to auto attack, he could clean a whole entire team out pretty quickly. And Team Liquid's trying pretty hard to play to that. I wouldn't call it a win condition, but get back in the game condition, I guess. Jensen's not that far behind in items, I guess, against Akali. It's a little bit bad, but still, like I said, if Silas isn't ahead, at least even, but especially ahead, he's just not that useful. He's not that good of a champion, and you also have to be a really good player to pop off on him, to use everything properly, to understand where everything's going to work. Yeah. IG's vision is poor. They have pretty much free reign of this whole entire Baron area. Not that they're going to go do it, but they have a really good Baron team. I mean, they have Vayne and Nico. So they have a really good Baron team. Rek'Sai does a ton of damage too. Akali does decent damage, but more importantly, Akali is really good at these choke points, keeping teams busy with her invis, with her W, with her ult, and all that stuff. Like, she's very dangerous, so it's hard to kind of face check this area, even with who's their tank on their team, and that's not. Like, Nautilus isn't far enough ahead where he can't get blown up pretty quickly. So no one can really face check that area against her. I mean, they could be pressuring Baron like crazy, and they don't even have great vision on Baron. They have a pink ward behind Baron. That's useless. Team Liquid's not going into that area. I mean, move that pink ward up. Team Liquid can't come fight you over here, so just move all your vision up into there. There's nothing they can do about it unless you're just blatantly dumb like this. I mean, see? Team Liquid just has to leave there. Like, they can't do anything about that. They can't fight you. They can't skirmish with you right now. Unless it's, they have an advantage in that situation. But, I mean, the only strong person on their team is Kaisa. And she has to be so careful because Vayne, Akali, Nico, Rek'Sai can all get down on her, They can just run her down. That was good by IG. They got in there and they got vision in this area. They should have done that. They shouldn't lose vision in this area. There's nothing Team Liquid can do about it. Yeah, don't let them clear that out for free. Again, that's bad positioning by Jackie Love right there. Why are you? This is Jackie's biggest problem. I mean, I'm pretty biased towards Jackie because he's probably my favorite player, but when I do watch him, these are those situations. I think he thinks he's further ahead than he actually is. He is against the whole entire team, but he's not against Doublelift right here. So this 3v3 is kind of a weird situation because when that goes in, like, hold on, let me go back just a little bit. When he goes into that situation, like, there's no reason for him to be there. You can't be in range of Nautilus in this situation if you're Vayne. I mean, he destroys you. He ruins your day. But he also puts marks on you. Like right here. I mean, Ning's coming over this wall. Like, you want to stop them, but you already stopped them from clearing out that pink. So, mission accomplished. You're done. Like, he's not going to turn around and hit this pink, because if he does, I mean, there's a chance, there's a decent chance he could be in trouble. But Jackie should not be pushing up here. If Ning wants to go over and Galio wants to ult in, like, which is what's going to happen, that's fine. But you need to be far enough away from Nautilus that you can't get hooked by him. If he wants to hook to you back here and fight you one-on-one, that's fine. I mean, Vayne will destroy Nautilus, and you also have QSS, so you're fine. But when you push this far up, you can't tumble into that situation. That makes zero sense, because Xmithy's got his ult, and he's just going to ult right through you two. So, in no way, shape, or form is Team Liquid not going to kill Jackie Love right here. There's no out for him in that situation. And he had to blow flash, QSS, everything, and he still dies. Again, like, there you go. I mean, that pulls them into a fight they shouldn't have taken right there. There was no need for that. You allowed a crazy good angle for Impact to come in with his ult. You're not very tanky. You're not AP Nico, so that didn't do a ton of damage to anybody anyways. Rookie wasn't there. Baolon can't do anything about this anyways. He already ulted in, and then you chased into this alley right here. But that's IG. That's what they do. And again, I don't think they're in any danger of losing this game even at this point when you're watching it live. They have to make those statements and stuff because I guess it's kind of their job, but there's no truth to it. They're so far behind. Impact's pretty decent right now. But again, he's pretty easy to disengage from if they get a decent fight because he can be rooted, he can be stunned, he can be taunted, he can be condemned. There's a lot of things that can happen, and then this happens. Like, you can't win this. I don't know what Team Liquid thinks they're doing here either, and they just give it right back. So IG gives you a big gift. They give you a giant gift by doing what IG does sometimes because they like to fight. But then you have, arguably the best player in the world, at least one of them. They see you running in there. You're on the vision. Xmithy's really low. Impact's fairly low. Jensen's now low. Well, why is Jensen tanking that at that point? But you shouldn't have started this Baron anyways. These two at full health can fight all four of you with Baron because they have Baron's basically on their team right now. This is just such a terrible call. And this isn't one of those situations where people go, oh, you got to make plays and People make bad calls. Like, this isn't a call that should be made. Double Lift's been playing forever. Impact's been playing forever. He's a world champion. Xmithy's been the best jungler in NA for a long time. Jensen's one of the better mid laners in NA for a long time. These guys know better than to go over and do this. This is why it's so disappointing watching North America every year, and especially Team Liquid in the last year and a half or so. This is a disappointing decision because in no way, shape, or form did this ever work out for you. You're never killing that Baron. Rookie's never going to allow it. He has Baolan with him. I mean, they're ahead. Rookie's 2-1 right now. Jensen's 0 in infinity at this point on the whole entire day. Xmithy's way behind. The only strong person on your team right here is Double Lift. Impact doesn't have his ult, so there's nothing you can do about it. You have no one to tank Baron. It's just a terrible decision. That's why it's so disappointing to watch and extremely frustrating. It's extremely frustrating to watch people who've been playing for this long not understand how to play the game at all. That's just a terrible decision. And I don't know if that's coaching. I don't know if that's individual players who don't listen to their coaches. But that's just terrible. And this is why you lose games on an international stage. Those are just terrible decisions. I know it's a little bit harsh. And like I said, sorry, my allergies are driving me crazy. But it's just such a dumb play. And then they get a free Baron because there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you can't say, oh, they were going to take Baron there, or IG was going to take Baron. Like, that might be true, but you just won a huge fight. You got a bunch of shutdown gold. You killed Jackie Love again. Impact got to get in there and get some gold. Go back, get your items, and come back out. Now you're in a decent position. Silas is at his 2 items. Hecarim is at 2 terrible items. They're not what Hecarim should have, but at least it's 2 items. I don't know what the Shy was doing there. IG's giving you gifts throughout this game. They're making mistakes all over the place. But that Baron play was so bad. And it's just so frustrating to watch North America every single year do the same dumb stuff. That's a great job by them right there. They got 2 Baron buffs down, both their solo laners. And that's good. That's good, but it's still fairly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things because those are the plays. Like, there are plays in games that don't really matter, right? They don't have, people say, oh, everything matters to a degree. Yeah, all right, everything matters to a degree. But in the grand scheme of this game and how it's been going and how good IG is individually compared to Team Liquid, those plays are whatever. Yeah, the Shy shouldn't have got picked there. Rookie probably shouldn't have got picked there. There was no reason to be in that situation. There's no reason to die there. There's been 2 situations that Jackie Love's made mistakes and given you gold back on it. He should be much further ahead. But in the grand scheme of this whole entire game, those plays are whatever. The big play, the only play that really mattered was the Baron play. That's the play that mattered. You get that big fight, you get that big win, and then you go and just rush down Baron with no one to tank Baron. Silas goes and takes the fruit and then goes down to 25% health. It's just terrible. Again, IG's making mistakes all over the place, and you're capitalizing on them. Jackie Love out of position again. This is the only thing. This is the only way you beat IG at all, ever, is almost self-inflicted wounds. For the most part, when they don't make mistakes like that themselves, they rarely come close to losing. Another one. Double is so strong at this point right now. It's a good disengage, but again, it's on hit Nico. She's not dangerous with her ult. She's only really dangerous as a split pusher and one-on-one. She's not even that dangerous in team fights. It's on the Shy, sure, but her wave clear's not great. I don't know. It was a poor decision to go on hit Nico. This is a weird one by Ning right here. You don't win that fight. Impact's pretty strong at this point. Yeah, that's good. Give that money to Double Lift. Don't give it to Silas. He's whatever at this point. Just keep piling it on Double Lift. It's your only chance at winning the game. It was until you did that Baron play. 2 minutes to Drake. Nothing really going on there. Rookie probably could have ran Jensen down there. I don't know if he wins that fight, but Rookie probably outplays him, so I think it would have been fine. Yeah, it was a good decision by Xmithy not to engage that. They lose that pretty hard right there. It's a good engage. Got good damage. There's Team Liquid adapting to it. You know what I mean? Earlier in the game, they would have just kept following that and died there. IG finally disengaged something instead of turning it around. I mean, this is a decent stalemate. Liquid wins. I mean, there's a good argument they win a late game team fight. You know, if they can get to that point, they can get to the very late game. You know, 5-6 items, they win that. They probably win a team fight there because it's on hit. Nico is a big part of that, but Rek'Sai really falls off later. Vayne's super dangerous. So is Akali, but so is late game Kennen, late game Hecarim, late game Kai'Sa, very dangerous. It's good. Just get that tower up. There's not much going on there. I mean, you're going to lose it anyways. Still don't have that mid tower down, though. It's 30 minutes into the game. Jiminy Christmas. At least they have the one Infernal, so they got that going for them. I mean, I guess there's a world Team Liquid wins a team fight if Doublelift can really pop off in a team fight, but in a 5v5, I don't think there is, and we obviously see that there isn't. But I mean, they had a chance to really get back in this game and cement themselves as actually the stronger team fighting team because of their composition. And going for that Baron just ruined it. It took it all away. It gave all the momentum back to IG. It let them go get Baron. And now they can just stall on you because they're going to get the next Baron. You can't walk into this area because you don't have a ton of vision in it. I mean, Elder's the next dragon, so you can't give that away either. It's a decent hook there, but I mean, this is disengage. I don't know. This is really, really. This clearly loses them the game, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is another NA decision right here. So right before you pull this up, where's Impact? Like, Impact's the most important part of your team fight right now. Because if he doesn't get in there and get his ult off, you're not winning a team fight. Because you need time. So this happens. They're backing. They stop backing. You see fake Shy come in. So right now, Doublelift is going in to put some poke down, which is fine. But look where Impact is. Impact's coming around the other edge here. They obviously have vision in this area, so they're going to see him coming to a degree. But he does have Flash, and he does have Proto Belt, so he can get over this wall and get into that team. But Core JJ messes this up because of that situation. So Core JJ just flashed on to get... You're not going to hook any of the carries. You're going to get Baolan. Like, you see it. You know Akali's... I mean, you can't see this right here, but Akali's going to get to this fight. You got to know she's got teleport right now. You got to know Rookie's has teleport. Baron's up. You know, the next team fight wins the game. But you hook yourself and go in. Impact is nowhere near this fight. He's nowhere near this fight. So when Xmithy goes in and ults, he can't get in and ult on top of that. Jensen's fine here. Double is fine here, but he's on his way back because he sees Balon coming in. I don't know if they know Balon's flash isn't back up yet. So if they're not sure about that, Double has to get the hell out of there because otherwise he's just going to get killed. But Impact is nowhere near this fight. He's the most important part of your team fight. He's the most important part of your team fight, and he actually can't get in there. And you just flashed to get this hook, which then goes on to Balon, who roots you. The teleport's coming in, so the teleport's going to get there before Impact. Impact's so far away from this fight right now. Double is sitting in a Galio Q, which is fine, doesn't do any damage. But Xsmithy can't get this. This tower is still up, by the way. No one's going to hit it in the middle of the fight, so that's just a little bit of extra damage. It's going to come down to whoever gets too close. And just now you try to disengage, and you can't. Impact's still back here. He's still back here. He ran forward, ran back, ran forward, ran back. He doesn't know what he's going to do. But it's too late at this point. The game's already over. The game's already over. Core JJ's dead. This is the end of the game for you now. You lose because you can't get away from all these guys, and Impact didn't get to do anything in the fight. Doublelift can't survive. He gets dove. He doesn't even ult. Impact doesn't even ult. And that is North America in a nutshell right there. So if anybody asks you, what's North America's problems, just show them this game. Show them the Baron play, and then show them that mid lane play, right, just now that it's going to end the game. I don't want to say it's going to lose them the game because they lost the game a long time ago, but it's going to end the game for IG. And that's it. That is North America's League of Legends in a nutshell right there. And he's going to get cut off. He didn't even ult. Didn't even ult in the fight. Whether that's Impact's fault or whether that's the team's fault or whether that's Core JJ's fault or whoever engaged on that, it doesn't matter. You could say, they should have walked away after Core JJ engaged. They can't. If Core JJ dies there, it's a 5v4, then they just take Baron and walk you down. It doesn't matter. Either way, you lose the game by Core JJ making that decision by going in. Did Core JJ lose then the game overall? No, but that ended the game for him. I mean, they're just bad decisions. And it's, again, you want to root for him. I want to root for NA. I do root for NA, but it's just so hard to watch because every year it's the same thing over and over and over again. Were they going to beat IG? No. But they had a chance to. IG tried to give the game away to them, or at least let them back into the game. And then through two terrible decisions, they lose the game. But they can't win off terrible decisions. So, I mean, that's it. And I don't know. Talked about it extensively. I don't know if it's coaching or players, just NA mentality, but it's starting to get. It's comical at this point. It's almost comical at this point because they're going to do it. You know that's going to happen. I mean, you have a guy. Does Core JJ make that mistake when he's playing in Korea? Does he do that right there? Probably not. Probably not because there's other people talking to him like, don't go in, don't go in. Kennan's not here to ult. It doesn't help. They don't talk about any of this stuff, obviously, because they never will, because they can't. They just can't talk about that stuff. They want to talk about how close the game was and Team Liquid had a chance. They never had a chance because they're going to make those mistakes. They're going to make those errors, even though they got back in the game. Doublelift was super big, and then even at that end there, Doublelift has a chance to do a ton of damage in that fight, especially if Impact gets in there. They might win that team fight, but you go and do that. Impact's nowhere near the fight and doesn't even ult. And then you lose the game on that. That's how you lose the game, There's a term in sports, like you'll hear someone, a pitcher will, people will tell this to pitchers all the time, like in a big situation, get beat with your best stuff, right? So don't go up there and throw your third best pitch and that guy hit a double off you to tie the game or win the game or whatever. Because if your best pitch is a heater, even though this guy's a good fastball hitter, you still want to get beat with your best stuff because you're putting your best into it. And that in that situation, they didn't get beat with their best stuff. Impact was pretty big in that situation. He did a lot of damage. The other team was fairly squishy. Doublelift was playing really well. He was pretty far ahead in items. He did a ton of damage. Kaisa's great in those kind of team fights. They had a front line for him. They had a Hecarim. There was tons of CC. And then you actually engage while your main CC isn't even in the fight. Hecarim ults late. It doesn't matter. Jensen's so far behind. He's not playing well anyways. And you just basically you just hand them that team fight. IG didn't even have to play that team fight well. They just played it. They just stood there and let you hand it to them. It's unfortunate. It's too bad. Hopefully they can figure it out over the rest of this tournament, but don't count on it.